A year after Cyclone Nargis, we are on another journey down the Irrawaddy Delta. The river no longer smells of rotting bodies. There are no more corpses trapped in the undergrowth. The river where the dead floated last year is now a playground for children, enjoying a dip in the hot afternoon sun. There are fishermen and travellers. A few buildings might have been abandoned, but most have been patched up. But life hasn't really returned to normal. At the mouth of the river is this village. 400 people died here last year. The survivors desperate for food and water. A year on, they're still struggling. Before the cyclone, Zaw got toddy palm for a living. Nargis swept the trees bare, leaving him without a livelihood and without much to eat.
When we have problems with money, we go to the local moneylender. Whatever gold remained after the cyclone has been pawned, and now we are pawning our clothes. If something is worth $5, we only get 50 cents worth of loan. The interest rate is high, 30% a month. We can never get back our collateral.
His neighbour Malame says they are getting used to hunger.
We are poor. We have problems to get water and food. When we have food, our first priority is to feed our children. By the time we eat, there is often nothing.
Zaw took us around the village.
This is where we used to store drinking water. It is all destroyed.
Over 200,000 people in the Delta still do not have access to clean drinking water.
There used to be a lot of houses. The cyclone swept them away.
62-year-old Ma lost 5 members of her family in the storm. Now her son Lei is the sole breadwinner.
I catch fish and sell whatever I can. But this year, fishing is not good. Maybe it's because of Nargis.
The family's fishing boats and nets were swept away with the cyclone. They don't have enough money to replace them. Villagers can't afford to rebuild their homes either. Neighbours share small spaces. 10 people in this house, which can't be more than 12 square meters.
The government and some construction companies built some houses and told us that we could stay there for $600. How can we afford it?
In the weeks following the disaster, most people got food from local groups, monasteries and international aid agencies. And despite dire prediction that hundreds of thousands more would die of disease, a second wave of death was prevented. But now the funds are drying up. Myanmar just gets $2.80 per capita in humanitarian aid. Some campaigners oppose aid to Myanmar because they say it props up the military regime. Of the appeal of $691 million for reconstruction, only $100 million has been raised so far. There is no money even to rebuild schools and clinics.
People of this country are being held hostage to a politicization of aid. And I think there's absolutely no justification for withholding the kind of assistance that we readily give to other people.
The fear is that, a year after the disaster grabbed the headlines, the tragedy has already been forgotten, and the world is turning its back on the Irrawaddy Delta. Al Jazeera, the Irrawaddy Delta, Myanmar.